And Kathy had the boyfriends. My God, she had so many
Did she have any
boyfriends.
boyfriends?
She had all kinds of boyfriends.
Man, that's something.
Don't you remember Kevin used to come to the house when we were little tiny kids? And she thought he was such a swell fellow. But I think what went wrong with Kevin was when he got a uniform on. The women started being attracted to the uniform because he was kind of a gom before. Even Brian said that. I was showing him a picture of him in a school book before he went down to the Air Force Academy, and he says he was a geek. Brian said it. I said he had the black horn-rimmed glasses on just to play a kid, you know. And he said he was a geek. And then when he put on the uniform, all the women started chasing him. He couldn't resist them. Kathy said she used to sit alone and wonder where the hell he was at, and he'd have girlfriends.
What's a gom?
Huh?
You use the word gom. What's that? A gom. Oh, that was... I thought you used the word gom. A gom. Never mind.
Oh, gom?
Yeah.
No, that's what's it called, said
No.
Brian. He said like a gom. What is a gom?
I don't know. It must just... I didn't hear it right. Did Mari have boyfriends?
Yeah, she did. She's sure nice. She's going to take care of, I told you, Kathy's kids. And she goes over, the kids will be over. That girl of hers, that teenage, sure cute. He had Liz talk on the phone. I hope she brings the kids when she brings them, when she comes. Those are nice kids. Don't you remember that little one cooking his own meals? What was his name, Preston? He was so funny. He'd sit by he had a little desk, and he sat at that desk. And he was all eyes. He had the great big brown eyes. And he'd be rolling the eyes all over and fixing his own meals. He sat on the stove once when it was on, though. Burned his butt. She had her hands full of that bunch. But she goes up to Alaska with, what's his name, once in a while. Up where
with
we're
Art?
up to Anchorage.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, with Art. Well, Nicole's going to graduate in
Oh yeah, she was confirmed too.
That's pretty neat. She's growing up
Yeah,
already.
who was the other one that was confirmed? Nicole was, and somebody
Tim?
else was.
Was Tim?
Oh, Jennifer was?
No, I don't know. I'm just suggesting.
I forget, somebody was confirmed. Nicole was, and then somebody else said they were confirmed.
Well, Mom, you've had you had your family all around you now. I mean, lots of your grandkids and great-grandkids and kids are all around you. And that's pretty nice. But then the family you grew up in, you know, your brother Frank, your brother Jack, your sister Leona, they're scattered. You don't get to see them very often. But is still the same kind of family, do you think?
My kids don't come up here that often. They're all busy working. Kathy's real busy all the time. She's showing property or something all the time. She calls me on the phone once in a while, and I call her. But I don't know her telephone number, do you?
I've got it written down somewhere.
She's real busy. And that Dave, you should see the room that Dave put in that house. Did you see it?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a beautiful piece of work. We were over there one day for just to see it, you know, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
She took me over and I was really impressed with it. And that Hank is a swell guy. They're going to go to Ireland with him.
I don't know. It must
They'll
be
go to
July.
Ireland
Yeah.
this summer sometime. I think Hank's been there before. I'm not sure.
You see the thing, you see the personalities and the values are passed from one generation to the next. Do you ever think about that?
Huh?
Do you ever think about how each generation comes from the last one, the values and the personalities?
Yeah.
Do you ever think about that?
Oh yeah, I think about that. I think about what a nice family I came from. My mother and father were so wonderful. My mother was so funny. We used to laugh at her. She used to say to me when she'd get mad at me, I'd say, Mama, don't be hanging those clothes up. I'll be in here. Let me go out there and hang those clothes. She'd say, get in that bedroom and shut up. Don't let me hear you breathe. I think she wants to die. She wants me to die. She said, don't let me be, because I was always butting into what she was doing. Like the guy, she was answering the door one day, and I put a little tiny end of a pillowcase or something in the wringer in the washer. My whole arm went in it. And that day I nearly got it. She sure missed Daddy till he did. After he died, she missed him terrible. Sad. They were just like two kids.
So you really did love each other.
Oh yeah. And they fought like hell, but Jack and I don't think we missed a day of having to fight. But they recommend it though for you to get what's on the other person's mind.
Yeah.
And you get it too.
Sure love you, Mom.
I sure love you, and I'm sure glad you came over. Yeah, tomorrow's Mother's Day, and Sunday's Mother's Day. Today's Friday, isn't it?
Well, do you like being a mother? I forgot to ask you that.
Oh, I love it. I wouldn't want to be anything else.
How do you think it stacks up against, say, being a nun?
About being what?
A nun.
A nun? I don't know. I don't think I'd be that unselfish.
To be a nun?
I don't think I'd be. I thought if I wasn't a nurse, I'd be a hairdresser. That's hard work, too.
You're a kick sometimes. But you like being a mother, huh?
I love being a mother. I only want to get married to have kids. Like when I was pregnant with the fifth one, Dr. Peterson said to me, don't you think this is about enough? And I said, no, I'll take all I get.
Yeah.
And I meant it. Because I love kids.
I worked out pretty good then.
But you know, that's one thing about your father. We didn't have much money. He made about $7,000 a year, you know. But he never missed a vacation. We always went on vacation. Go camping and that, you know. Never missed one summer vacation. I remember wasn't you who was throwing the rocks at him when he was in his shorts?
Oh, I don't know.
When you were a little kid? You were standing by the water and you were throwing the pebbles at him. He thought behind you.
He hit you with a snowball.
He hit me right on the head with a snowball, right in the back of my head. Coming from that store that night.
I was just trying to show you how good I could throw a baseball.
Yeah, you sure did.
I was supposed to
And
miss.
don't you remember poor Nora Steele coming over and yelling at me for you playing in the ball games more often than somebody else? And I said, you mind your own damn kids, let me mind mine. That's the way they did it down in Miles City. We pitched all the time. And she was harping about it up here, and we got in a fight. She died too, you know.
Yeah.
She was a good friend. She and I had one fight. And Melba was another good friend, and so was Father Frank. Remember all the stuff he used to bring to the house for your kids?
Yeah.
He was doing that for about 8 different families. Bringing you those real rich bakery goods and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
He said he enjoyed watching all your kids enjoy them.
He was a pretty nice guy.
He sure was a nice friend. And Melba. I didn't have a lot of friends, but I had so awful good ones.